Why do I look blurry? Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video is just a quick sit-down talking video. So if you enjoyed this video or find it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it, and let's get started. So today I'm just talking about 5 things that I stopped doing that helped me to lose 70 pounds. If you guys don't know, I lost 70 pounds tracking with WW, and I've maintained that loss now for another 2 years. I just wanted to kind of talk about 5 things that I really stopped doing at the start of my journey that helped me to finally have success. I've struggled with my weight my entire life, and it's been something that I never thought I could do. It's something that I've wanted to do and just focus on my health and nutrition, and I've always loved cooking and everything, but it's something I've just always struggled with. These are 5 things that I did that have really helped me to have success. So the first thing that I stopped doing when I decided to focus on my health and it kind of turned my life around was eating out 1 to 2 times a day. It was to the point where I was working a very busy schedule between 2 jobs. My husband at the time was my fiance, Adam. You guys know him. He was also working a job that he had to do overnight shifts. He also had to drive an hour and a half both ways. So it was an hour and a half there, hour and a half back to his job every day. And it was just a lot on both of us. It was just a really stressful time. And because of that, we relied on fast food and just really unhealthy, quick and easy options that were loaded with calories and just really didn't even make us feel good. And it really just came down to the convenience of it and just not caring about ourselves and not caring about what we were putting into our bodies. We were making it harder on ourselves by not fueling our bodies the way that we should have. And then that was just making all this hard work that we were doing even harder. And so what I did at the start was I had started with Weight Watchers. I started tracking. And one of the first things I did with tracking was go through the app and just look at all of the different meals that we used to eat from restaurants. And it was one of the most eye-opening things that I have ever seen. Like, it shocked both of us because we thought that what we were eating wasn't good. Obviously, we knew it wasn't the best option that we could have and it wasn't really fueling us, but we did not realize how high point some of the things we were having were. Both Adam and I never struggled with being active, and so we were even training for a half marathon, but then we would have a Sonic shake every time we would go out and run, and the Sonic shake we would get was 96 points. And we would drink these coffees. We would drink large Dunkin' coffees with cream and sugar. We would drink these extra large blue Monster drinks they used to have. Those were I think 50 points when we looked them up. It is a ridiculous amount. And so first of all, we were drinking so many calories that we didn't know about, but we were also consuming meals that were hundreds of points, and we didn't know that. And so when I first got the Weight Watchers app and I was able to kind of look at the different meals we were eating, it was I don't ever want to eat this again. I was I get 38 points in a day. How am I supposed to eat? That's my whole week of points. And I just hadn't realized how much we were eating of that, and multiple times a day. Like I said, 96 points were coming from one shake that we had. That didn't include the 3 meals and snacks that I ate that day. And so it really had gotten kind of out of control, realizing how high point so many fast food items were, because we weren't choosing low point items. We didn't really care. It really did impact our health, and I think that's where a huge amount of our weight gain came from. So when we started WW, I still wanted to have those types of foods, and I knew it wasn't something I was gonna cut out forever, but I did cut back for the first month especially. We didn't eat out the first month at all because we just wanted to kind of get away from it and just work on trying to find ways to cook at home. So we took the first month off of eating fast food, and that was hard, and we did struggle at times because we would just want to get it because it was easy and convenient. But we really found ways to kind of make similar meals at home. That's when I started buying the Taco Bell shells that taste just like Taco Bell tacos, and you can just make them at home with the mild sauce, but using ground turkey instead. Different things like that. We'd start to do different copycat meals at home. That's why that's actually been a really big part of my journey, is making copycat fast food meals, because it's a lot of foods that we used to eat before, but now we can make way more filling portions that are just much more nourishing and make us feel better at home. I looked at the points, and then I also started making these different meals at home for a third or a quarter of the points from what we would get at restaurants or fast food. And it really made us feel good. It made us excited because we realized we could still eat these foods we loved and have big portions of them, and it wasn't as many points as the fast food options. So that was the first thing that we stopped doing, was eating out 1 to 2 times a day. The second thing that I stopped doing to have success losing 70 pounds was I really worked on stopping negative self-talk. That's so much easier said than done. It is something that I struggled with, but it is something that I made a priority because I really thought about how ridiculous it was, how negative and mean I was to myself. Like, it didn't make sense when I kind of just like thought about it and thought like, I'm with myself all day. Like I in the end, like I have me. And so like, why am I so mean to myself? Why am I so negative to myself all the time? Like I would never say the things I say to myself to anybody else. And it just didn't make sense that I was so hard and mean on myself. Starting to work on the way I thought things in my head, or even sometimes say them out loud, it really did help me to be more positive. And even if it was kind of like faking it till I make it, or just like saying little things like I can do this or I can do it, it really did start to make a difference in the way I thought about things, the way that I was motivated. And it slowly started to make a difference. Really trying to stop those negative thoughts when they came through and trying to switch them around to thinking a more positive thought or something just not as negative. A lot of times I would tell myself that I couldn't do it or that I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve to make my health a priority. I don't know why. I just thought that I didn't deserve it. And I had to start to tell myself like, I do deserve it. There was no reason why I shouldn't take care of myself, because if I take care of myself, I can be better for others. And I started telling myself that, and that made it a little easier to kind of remind myself that I did deserve to put my health first. The next thing that I stopped doing to be able to lose 70 pounds, I stopped focusing on an end result and like hitting it by a certain time. So I feel like I talk about this a lot, but one of the biggest game changers for me on my weight loss journey this time around was focusing on consistency rather than hitting a certain weight by a certain day or something like that, rather than focusing so much on the number on the scale. I focused on what I could control. And so I thought about like, what is just one thing I can control that will make my health improve? And that's also right when I had found WW. I knew that you still had to do the weigh-ins, but I just knew that in the past I struggled so much to have success with like hitting a certain weight by a certain time. It discouraged me so much if I didn't lose 5 pounds in my first week every time I would try to lose weight. And because of that, I would just give up. This time around, I wanted to do something that I could control, which was tracking. I knew that I could control if I just entered everything I eat into my phone. I'm in charge of that. Like, I have to do it if I want to see the results. And so I did it every day for 30 days in a row for the first month on WW. And it was crazy to see how much it actually changed my life and how much better I started to feel and how much more aware of the things I was eating and just everything like that. It really did open my eyes, and it also helped me see results, because in the meantime, while I was tracking and trying to stay within the points, because that's how it goes with the app and everything, it was actually helping me to lose weight. And so I was seeing success on the scale as well, but I wasn't focusing on that. So in the long run, I was able to lose the weight, but my focus was on the consistency aspect and the part that I can control, and not the uncontrollables like what the number on the scale says, because it changes so frequently. So when I stopped worrying so much about the end result, it really did help take so much pressure off me and realize like the time's gonna go by anyway. So if I'm just tracking and staying consistent with that, the time's gonna pass, I'm gonna keep tracking, and the weight's gonna actually come off. And it did. And I continued doing that month to month, and I rewarded myself at the end of each month when I stayed consistent. I did 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and then a year. And I just did different, I think I did 9 months too, actually. But I just did different rewards because I was in control, and then it felt good to reward myself because it was something that I knew I had earned and I had done, and I had put in the hard work for it. The next thing that I stopped doing that helped me to lose weight was I stopped restricting anything. In the past, I always thought this was just the best way to go about things. I always thought that this was just what was gonna make me lose weight, what was gonna help me have success. I pretty much thought that I had to cut everything out that I enjoyed and only eat the things that were dried out chicken breast, salad, peppers, and like bunless burgers. Like I thought I had to have all the most basic diet foods that everyone like thinks about when they think of stuff like that, and that I couldn't have any foods that I enjoyed. And when I first started WW, and that's something that they talk about a lot, is that you don't have to restrict, I didn't really fully understand how we would be able to incorporate the things. But when I realized it was a point system and that I was in control of this like points bank that I had to use each day, I could choose what I wanted to use my points on. And so technically I could have anything that I wanted. And that really helped us because we were able to still incorporate so many of the foods that we enjoy, and just using our points and deciding what's a priority, what's worth it. Maybe if we're gonna have a higher point thing in one day, then having more 0 point foods to fill up or something. Like that was something we really focused on, especially in the beginning. And so when I stopped restricting, it really helped me because personally, I have mentioned I struggled with binge eating. And so when I restrict something, I just want it more and more and more. And then the second that I'm able to get it, it is just like out of control. And that's what always used to happen is I would pick like the time period of Lent because people would be giving stuff up for Lent. I would choose to give up like everything possible. I'd give up sweets, fast food, pop, candy, like everything at once. And then for however long I had given up all those things, the second I was able to have them, I would go crazy on them. And I would be sick to my stomach because I had restricted them. That's all I'd been thinking about for the whole time that I was doing it. Like it just really wasn't a healthy mentality for me. And so when I stopped restricting things and realized like, I kind of made it like a game with WW. Like I can use my point balance for whatever I want. So what am I going to use it for? And I would try to figure out to have as much as I could about certain things and just, I don't know, I kind of looked at it that way and stopped restricting anything, and it made all the difference for me. Then the last thing I want to mention that I stopped doing to help me lose weight was I stopped caring what others thought. And that, I don't totally mean like I don't care what anyone thinks about me, because obviously I do, and I want people to like think well of me. I don't want people to think badly. Like I don't mean it like that, but I really always felt so much shame even when I was bigger and I just wanted to focus on my health or get better. Like I felt shame, like because I was bigger, I wasn't allowed to, and I don't know how to explain it. Like I felt embarrassed about it, and I didn't want to tell people about it. It was something I always thought about and something I wanted to do. I wanted to be healthier, but like I struggled so much with other people knowing that. I didn't want people to know that. And part of me not wanting people to know that, like also kept me in the position I was in. Like I was like, I might as well just stay where I'm at. Like this is where I belong. Like I don't know how to even explain it. It sounds crazy again when I explain it, but it really was the way that I thought about things. And I was so scared to tell anyone that I wanted to be healthier, that I wanted to make a change. I had to realize that if anybody was gonna judge me for what I was doing, for wanting to be healthier, wanting to go to the gym or rollerblade or do all these things that are gonna make me feel better, I'm only bettering myself. So if they're gonna think something negatively about me, that's on them, that's their problem. And I needed to just worry about myself, because in the long run, it is going to benefit me more than worrying about what anybody is going to think. And the people that I see judging people in the gym or judging people for their weight or anything like that, treating people differently because of it, they're the ones with the problem, not the person who is struggling. So it just helped me feel better, like knowing like I wouldn't want to be that person who's judging someone like that anyway. I just want to focus on bettering myself, and the people judging people for wanting to better themselves, like I said, they're the ones with the problem. So I just kind of thought through that and realized like I just need to do what's best for me no matter what anyone thinks. Part of what I did was that I didn't tell anyone that I was doing Weight Watchers to start out, because I just wanted to kind of keep it between obviously Adam and I, because he was doing it too. But like we didn't want to tell people because we just wanted to kind of make it our normal life and not make a huge deal out of it like we had every single time in the past when we wanted to lose weight. So we didn't tell anyone, but even when we did, just not worrying about what people thought when they started to maybe judge how we changed and our different changes in our life, I had to continue to remember that it is about what works best for us, and I don't need to worry about what other people think. That also helped later down the road, like I had mentioned, when I started going to the gym and just thinking like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna be staring at me, I'm so nervous. It was so hard for me to get started at the gym, but again, I was thinking like, okay, if someone's gonna be like judging or making fun of someone at the gym trying to better themselves, then that's their problem. Like something's wrong with them and they shouldn't be doing that. Like there's nothing wrong with me going to the gym and trying to better myself. And I had that mentality. It gave me more confidence and it allowed me to be where I'm at today. Those are 5 of the things that really did help me on my weight loss journey, especially at the beginning. Those are the things I stopped doing and they allowed me to have success on my weight loss journey. and maintain it now for 2 years since then. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.